Well, two stories come to mind, and one was about being challenged to the point of being intimidated, and the other is about being encouraged to the point of being arrogant. And so the first one, it was the first sentence of the first book I was assigned in the first class I took at Williams my freshman year. And the sentence was, "The self is a relation which relates itself to its own self." And I read that and I thought, okay, my career is over. I have no idea what this means. And it was for a philosophy class. And I still don't quite know what that means. And I'm amazed I passed the philosophy class. But I grew up and went to school in Kentucky, and not a terribly sophisticated education. So that completely threw me, that sentence. And then that was my first year. And then by my senior year, I'd become an art major and a psychology major. And I lived with my art professor and his wife, Bill Giersbach and Marilyn Giersbach. And they were hippies from the 60s in every way. Wonderful creative people, really challenged social norms in the way they dressed, the way they talked, the way they threw parties. Bill was the professor here, and he was incredibly articulate and serious artist. And Marilyn was a wonderful artist, but much more kind of lighthearted and improvisational. They became like, parents, kind of surrogate parents, certainly role models for me. And I was renting from them, and so I had to give them rent money every month. And I remember taking the rent money once and going to the bank and having it in all dollar bills. And I went into Marilyn's studio. Now, this is the arrogant part on my point. I can't believe I did this, but I went into Marilyn's studio, and she had these enormous abstract paintings up there she was working on. And there was kind of like colorful cotton balls and strips of bacon. And I took all the dollar bills and I attached them in a composition to her painting to pay the rent. And I thought it was like a really cool thing. And she was great about it. She thought it was really funny. She thought, it was a wonderful, unexpected experience. I look back at it now in horror, like that I went into her studio and I attached things to her paintings. But that was the kind of support and openness and embrace of improvisation that I learned from these people. So two really different experiences I had while I was here.